Good evening and welcome guys to another video from the Chips Up Poker channel. Earlier on today I joined a tournament. It cost $11 and it's called the Terminator, and it's a 15k guaranteed Legends of the Week tournament, and also had a bounty hunter on it as well. So you had a bounty, as progressive bounty. So for those of you who don't know what a progressive bounty is, the bounty starts at $250 in this particular tournament, and every time you take a bounty, your bounty goes, half of the money goes to you and half of the money goes to the bounty. So by the final table, the bounties are extremely high. To win the tournament, it was $976.91. And if obviously for the lucky person that wins this tournament with the bounties, they will definitely have about around 2,000 to 2,500 in winnings from this tournament. Unfortunately, I did do well, but I did get knocked out. I finished about 50 before the money. Took a couple of bounties. Yeah, nothing really special, but onward and upward. And let's just shoot for that next tournament, and eventually I will get another tournament win, I'm sure. But what I wanted to do was talk about an interesting hand that I was a part of, and this is it right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show the whole hand, and then I'm going to go back to the start and we'll break it down, knowing what these guys had. So, and have a chat about what their thought process were in the hand. So let me just play this. As you know, see, I was in the small blind. So it's come ace, 8-3 on the flop, 9 on the turn, and 4 on the river. Okay, so this is the end of the hand, and as we see, Andreas has won the hand. Won a lovely pot of 313,517. Ripper had an ace-6, and quite frankly, this is why you don't generally play aces with low kickers. I know, there's some argument for calling because it's suited, but generally aces with low kickers generally do end up getting you into trouble, and ultimately that has happened to Ripper. So let's go back to the start of the hand. Obviously, as I say, I was in the small blind, and I had 10 queen, and Zika was in the big blind with 3,000 in the pot. So it's obviously gone round. Ripper's called 3,000, and Andreas here has raised to 9,000. Now we know that he's got 10 jack of spades, so he's representing that he's got a big hand, but so it goes round to Zeke. Zeke calls, I fold, and Ripper calls with his ace-6 suited. Flop comes down, and it's obviously Ripper has just hit the top pair with an 8-3. Now, although he's hit the top pair, he should be, in all fairness, worried at this point that his kicker isn't going to be good enough. Someone else is going to have an ace at this point. So that would be my thinking as I was going into this hand. You're really calling. It always looks pretty because it's suited, because you could hit that flush, but there's no chance of him hitting the flush because he had clubs. It was ace-6 of clubs. So let's move on to where the action gets really crazy. This is on obviously the flop, and Ripper, as you remember, at 6,000, and Andreas called. Well, Andreas, as we know, has got a flush draw, so this is a good call on, for a flush draw. There was an argument here to have raised here, but now on the flush draw, but he chose to call. Zeke's come into the pot, and then Ripper obviously has, and the turn comes down, and is where it all starts to go a little bit crazy, in my opinion. Zicker checked and Ripper's bet 7,500 on his ace. So this is a point where obviously Andreas raises to 55,000. Now me in Ripper's position, I am now a little bit concerned that my ace-6 isn't winning now. Really, in all fairness, with a bad kicker, I'm thinking, Andreas has either got an ace with a really good kicker, or he trips. So it's a difficult call for Ripper at this point. But he doesn't decide to call, he decides to re-raise. Now, he's re-raised. Now, we know that Andreas is on a flush draw and a straight draw. So he needs either a 7 or a queen to hit the flush, to hit the straight, or another spade to hit the flush. So he's probably gonna, I'm not totally sure on the stats, but I think it's about 25% to win the hand from this position. So it's a really tough call for him. In all fairness, he didn't give it a lot of thought. He called pretty much straight away. Bear in mind, his 80,000 stack is still massively payable at this stage of the tournament. So it was a massive call for him to, this was for his whole tournament life. So this was a massive call, and I'm not sure I would have played it I certainly wouldn't have played it like that. I would have personally called Ripper when Ripper bet 7,500, and seen a river card for cheap. I'd have hit my flush, and River, I'm pretty sure Ripper would have paid Andreas off on the river. But that's not the way it happened. It all happened here. What I want you guys to do, it's obviously my analysis on this, is just my opinion. Why do you give us some comments in excuse me, in the comments below, and let me know what you think of the hand. It would be really interesting to see, find out other people's point of view on this hand. I think it was generally pretty risky move to make. Congratulations to Andreas for taking it down. He got that, the lucky card. I'd say it was reasonably lucky to have hit that with one card. He got that, and unlucky to Ripper, although I'm pretty unsure how Ripper even got to the river to go to showdown here with that hand. Me personally, I would have folded a lot earlier than that. But give me your opinions in the descriptions below this video, guys. And thank you for watching. I hope this hand has been of interest to you, and I really would like your input in the descriptions below, and just give me an idea of what you think about my analysis, whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong. Would you have played it any different? And just let us know. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that bell, because there's going to be lots of live poker content coming on the channel in the coming weeks. And obviously I'm going to be streaming most days of some description. I did enter 3 or 4 tournaments today, a couple this afternoon, a couple this evening. Nothing really to show from those. I had a couple of deep runs, didn't make the money, but that's pretty unusual. Usually I expect to at least hit the money one in 3. So but that's poker. It's not been the greatest of days, but I just thought this hand might be really interesting for you guys to take a look at and check out. And I've got some really cool pictures coming to the channel of some crazy big hands that happened earlier on today. So watch out for that on our Shuffle Up and Deal poker group. Okay, and if you haven't been over to Facebook and become a member of my group, it's called Shuffle Up and Deal no, Shuffle Up Poker Group. Yeah, Shuffle Up and Deal Poker Group, excuse me. You can get, it's on the top of my website on YouTube, so you can just click on that and go over and become a member of my poker group on Facebook. So, right, guys, I'm going to go. Have a really good evening. I'm actually going to go off and eat my Easter egg. Yeah, yes, you heard it correct. It's August, and the wife found an Easter egg in the back of the cupboard. So I am going to go and enjoy this, and you have a great evening, and I will talk to you on my next video.